welcome to F Your Feelings, the greatest podcast to ever exist. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Share the clips. Make sure y'all share them with goddamn clips, man. We got a phenomenal episode, man. I'm excited. You know, anytime we have two white people, I feel like we're crossing over. I feel like we're bridging the gap. You know, as a country, we're coming together. We're unifying around here. You know what I'm saying? We got DannyRag.
What's happening, man?
Man, appreciate you pulling up, bro.
Man, definitely, bro.
We got Ksenia.
Hey, I'm not really a white person. I'm Russian. It's different.
Okay.
Russian.
And then we got, you know, what's so funny? We could talk about that because I know you already had the discussion because in America we don't separate all that shit. But I mean, okay. I respect it. And then we got Dave Getzoff.
Yo.
How you doing, brother?
I'm great, Justin.
So yeah, you are from Russia. How and you've been out here for 16 years?
No, 13. You were here for 16 years.
That's right. You got a great memory.
I listened.
Women got the best memory, y'all.
I'm telling you.
If you ever fuck up, you go end up like Jonah Hill. If you ever, y'all heard about Jonah Hill?
Yeah, that was crazy.
I didn't hear.
I mean, so his ex put out like these text messages. Like he was basically saying like the type of woman that he needs in a relationship, and he was like, if you have to do this, that, and that, if you got to show like bikini pictures online, or if you got to do this or do that, I can't be with you. And she found that to be emotionally abusive, and then she put out the text messages. How you feel about that, Ksenia?
Well, I think she was posting her pictures of her surfing. There was nothing. It was like a full-on bikini. It wasn't like even opened up. Like
pull your mic down some in front. Yeah, there you go.
Actually, I think she was absolutely fine, and he's a little abusive. So I'm with her.
Hey man, stand with the. What you think, Danny?
I'm with Jonah. You know what I'm saying?
Are you serious?
You even just have your ass cheeks out. You know what I'm saying? Just and think you finna come back to the house with me? Like, nah. It's a respect level. I felt where he was coming from because as men, we have certain attributes of women that we want to keep in our mind. We just don't want to just see it already. Like, if you already just showing me ass and titties, it's like, well, I don't need to go to the strip club. I don't need to do this. It's easy
she
ass.
She was barely showing any skin, and she was surfing.
He got a list of shit that he wants as a man. You know what I'm saying? For his woman.
So
same way a woman wants.
He was making out with somebody on set, and then he didn't make it a big deal, and then it was like some huge making out scene, and he made it just my gig. It's my job.
Yeah, it's part of the job.
You know
it's not fair.
You know what I think? I think this is how I kind of feel. I kind of feel like at least he was honest enough to say what his boundaries were.
Exactly.
But that's not to cut you off, but that's a conversation I think that you need to have
before you start dating somebody who's surfing.
With the person. And also context, like Ksenia said, context matters. Right. You know what I'm saying? Context is a big part. I think also understanding, who your woman is and the level of attractiveness that your woman is.
I mean, I'm sure he believes she was beautiful.
But what did you think?
I think she was an attractive woman. But I don't see, like, showing a little skin is okay.
No, yeah.
I'm coming from Russia. Like, we show no skin in Russia. There's no sun.
Oh, really? Hilarious.
And especially if you're in a warm weather city, too.
Yeah, and if you're surfing, what are you supposed to surf in? In a dress?
I think
not some jeans.
I think when people first get with somebody, this is what I think. I think when people first get with somebody, they have on a facade of who they really are. So no one's gonna tell you off top everything that annoys them, everything that irritates them. Like no one's gonna say that because you're trying to get that other person to like you. So you're gonna let certain stuff slide, and you're gonna be like, "Nah, that's cool." You're not gonna be your. No one's gonna say, "I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like this." Because if you did, nobody would fuck with you. It just is what it is. So I think they had been together for a while. They probably was arguing. There was shit that was annoying him about her, and then he was finally like, "Yo, this is all the shit that I don't like."
But even the way he was plain and like the way he was saying it, it's plain and simple. This, and that. I was just like, yo.
Yeah, I did a film with him. Yeah.
But even if you want to date a surfer, like you talk about things you like in the beginning, so you save everyone's time.
And you have to know what comes with the person and their level of attractiveness.
Well, she was pretty cute.
We got to cut the shit.
Sorry.
She was okay. You know.
Hey.
That part, yeah, she was.
She wasn't. She's beautiful.
I'm saying in general, not even specific to this example, but just in general.
Right. Yeah. Nah. Hey, man. But anyways,
all right.
back to Russia.
Here we go.
So you've been out here for 13 years.
Yes.
Did you speak English, or did you take like English in Russia, or did you have to learn it when you got here, or what was the story behind that?
Yeah, I had to learn it here. I knew yes, no, and money. I'm just kidding.
Yes, no, and money.
That's my joke. I'm just kidding. No, I mean I did know a few words, and at the beginning when I would go to a movie theater and then I would watch movies and I'd understand nothing. Would understand zero. And I was like, how am I gonna live here? Oh my god. And then I went to English school and I had to study English for at least 2 years first. Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah.
You know, I often think about this. What y'all think? Do y'all feel like you have to live in LA to make it nowadays?
You don't.
Speak on it.
You really don't. With the way social media is going now, you can really just be sitting in a hole in Russia somewhere.
No,
you know
there's
what I'm
no
saying?
TikTok in Russia, honey.
Nah, but you literally you can be like anywhere in America or just anywhere and pick your phone up. Like everybody goes viral now. Anything goes viral.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there ain't no TikTok in Russia. What platform? Do y'all have a platform? Do they have a platform in Russia?
They took away Instagram, Facebook,
Word.
TikTok, and they only have a Russian platform. It's called VK. That true?
That sounds like
So
a
no
venereal
Facebook,
disease.
no nothing.
Huh?
No Facebook either.
No.
Dang.
If you use VPN, you can log in. And when I was in Russia, I had to like install VPN on my phone because otherwise I wouldn't be able to log in into Instagram.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
and
know
I put
that.
my location that I'm in Los Angeles or somewhere in Europe. Yeah, it's
Wow.
pretty brutal right now. And I talked to my Russian friend. Sorry.
No, go for it.
And he was like sharing with me that he feels like one person is an idiot and everyone has to be punished. Like, what did we do?
All right.
You know?
Right.
So it's like, oh my God, I'm probably gonna never go to Russia after I said this.
What? You trying to go back to Russia?
No, I mean, my
Canceled.
parents are there, you know.
Oh, your parents are there.
I still want to go to Russia, but I want to go travel.
Right.
And I have 2 passports, so I mean, they can technically not let me in because I'm a Russian citizen. So,
Right.
and they can't let me out because I'm an American citizen.
Damn. Well, that's what's up.
What'd you think about it though?
Man, I'm on the fence. So it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're just trying to be an influencer, and you actually have platforms in your country, I feel like you don't need to be in LA anymore. If you just want to be like an online comedian or just a comedian in general. Now, here's the difference though. If you want to be a great stand-up comedian, I feel like you need to be in one of the major cities.
Absolutely.
Because iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's no level of talent that comes through like in New York or Los Angeles.
Say
Yeah.
that too.
The only thing that may be close, it's not even close, but I would say close is Chicago.
I was gonna say that.
Chicago and Atlanta. Atlanta has a good hub. But other than those 4 cities,
On
maybe
a
San
daily,
Francisco.
but on a daily basis.
New York and LA.
New York and LA.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So if you're trying to be a stand-up comedian, because see, that's still the thing when it comes to like online influencers. It's like some of them go want to start doing live shows eventually. So if you're doing live podcasts, then cool. Then you don't fucking need to be in LA or New York. But if you want to really get into doing stand-up, then I feel like, yeah, you probably got to still make that move.
Definitely.
You know, unfortunately.
And I don't think there's as many resources,
That's a fact.
you know, in other cities like there are resources and I would say opportunities.
Yeah, because when you hear, you go like meet and run into certain people
Right.
and stuff like that. So, I mean, it is what it is. Hey, so this is a question I had for y'all. Do y'all feel like y'all need to perform in front of black audiences? Do y'all feel like y'all need to, or do you feel like that's kind of, because I know, Dave, you perform in front of a lot of like black audiences, and I know you rap. So I'm kind of wondering, like, do y'all ever feel like y'all need to perform in front of black audiences, and or you feel like that audience kind of at least gravitate to you? I don't know if you perform in front of black audience consistently like Dave does.
Okay, you go.
I think your audience is an extension of who you are and the people that you hang out with and associate with. And so I grew up in Evanston, Illinois, very diverse community. I had a lot of black friends when I was growing up. So I think it's only, and the first club, my first home club was the J Spot, J. Anthony Brown's club.
Yeah.
Me too.
Right, that's where we met.
Yeah.
So it's not something that I have to do, but I would much rather perform for a black audience than I would for a conservative white audience.
You're fucking canceled, Dave. You are fucking canceled, buddy. I'm joking.
Well,
This is a clip. You're over. No, I'm joking. Go.
I grew up in Russia. We don't have black people in Russia. I've never seen black people before. When I came to America,
Wow.
to New York, I saw a lot of black people, and I love them. I have no problem with black people, and I love performing. I feel like I have a lot of black friends.
Yeah.
Actually, what I learned about music, and what I learned about the N word, you can't say it, but you can sing it.
But I will say,
privately, I wouldn't
Yeah,
sing
privately,
it. Yeah,
you
don't,
know?
I wouldn't go to Atlanta.
And-
You
and
around
I'm-
there saying
and I will
nigga in the
say-
club.
and I will say this though, you have to be no matter what audience you're performing in front of, you have to be authentic, and that's one of the things that I pride myself on.
Talk a little bit to.
One of the things
There you
that
go.
you have to be authentic no matter who you're performing for, and that's one of the things that I pride myself on is that you're getting the same Dave, whether it is an all-white audience or an all-black audience or Mexican or whatever. It's the same. It's the same me, same set, same jokes.
Right.
Yeah. So when did you discover hip hop?
Oh my God. So I was a singer. I was a sad song pop singer. So I love sad music.
Yeah, I'm about to say, there you
And
go.
I'm a Russian.
Just tilt it down some.
Okay, so
There you go.
also, as a Russian woman, I'm capable of feeling deeply feelings, very deep, Suffering is in my blood,
That's funny.
So, so naturally, I'm very dramatic, and I love to write sad songs about heartbreak. I can feel deeply things, and I love to capture these emotions in songs. So that's one part of me. But I'm also kind of silly, and I was doing sad songs concerts before I became a stand-up comedian.
Sad song concert.
Yeah, I would have my friends would come and watch me do sad songs with my band, KGB band, Ksenia's good band.
That's hilarious.
So, and then I would talk in between songs and everyone was laughing and I wasn't even trying to be funny. I would just this song came from this heartbreak, and everyone was like, ha ha ha. And I'm like, what the hell? What did I say? And my friend Irina Voronina said, why don't you try stand-up? And I was like, oh no, that's the worst thing ever. I don't ever want to be a stand-up comedian. But then I took a class, Pretty Funny Women class. And then I learned what I needed to know about stand-up. And then she got me started. And then I was doing sad songs. And then I was doing stand-up. So how does it go together? I wasn't sure how it goes together. And then I came to my music producer and I said, you know what? I want to become a rapper.
Fire.
And I just don't want to just do
What year was this?
That was pandemic, I think.
Okay.
It was pre-pandemic.
So this is new, you doing
Yeah,
rapping.
yeah.
Wow.
So I would have songs with personality, maybe a little bit humor, but not like right now. I merged comedy and music into a raps
Yeah.
that make me laugh.
Yeah. I started doing music maybe 2019, rapping. And I stopped because do you feel like any of your songs are hitting? Have you had a song that really take off yet? Because the only song that I had that really took off was the one that I put a shit ton of money behind to promote it.
Yeah.
And so when I realized that, I stopped doing as much music because I was like, it's not a true, what's the word, meritocracy? I think it's meritocracy. Anyways, when just the cream really does rise to the top. I feel like these social media platforms, they know original music and they suppress it unless you pay to boost it, and then everybody sees it. So the song, it was my Fire Flame song, I paid to boost it. That shit was everywhere. It got on all the playlists on Spotify. It got on Rap Radar. It got on Rap Caviar. The shit was everywhere. But that's because I put a whole bunch of money behind it. But the ones I didn't put any money behind it, no matter how good the song was, it didn't really do nothing. Yeah.
Well, it's the same for me.
Yeah.
Unless you're signed with a label and they push your music and you get... I had a viral moment, but it was a sad song. I had... I wrote a pandemic.
It was called Cancer Rape. Rape Cancer?
It wasn't a rap. It was it's called Only Want You More. It was about pandemic and people separating right before pandemic, and then everyone's locked up, and and it was just very dramatic. Actually, it was inspired by my friend's breakup. It wasn't even my personal. So I was like taking notes, like, how do you feel right now?
Danny, what the fuck you do? And where the rag come from?
Man,
That's what I want to know. The DannyRag.
DannyRag comes from Danny Raglan, so it's short for my biological name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we shorten it up, and everybody used to call me Rags in college, Rags in like high school. So I was like, yo, let's run with it, Danny Rags.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you do music? Was an athlete or anything?
Nah, I used to play football.
I can see it.
Yeah, man. Had a football scholarship to Fayetteville State University, HBU. Shout out to all the HBCUs out there. You went to Clark too. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody.
Yeah, man. So football scholarship and hosting everything on the yard, and everybody like, yo, man, you need to get into comedy. Then linked up with big bro Afion, and he started mentoring me. So from there, just everything took off for me, man.
How long you been doing stand up now?
I've been doing stand up since 2010, so about 13 years now.
Oh, twinsies.
Yeah.
Yay.
Twins.
Well,
Yeah.
except I came to America in 2010.
And she had to learn English, you
Yes.
fuck.
I
Okay?
had to catch up.
Her struggle was much harder than yours.
Much harder, you know what I'm saying?
You know, that's some real shit, though. Like, black people, we say we got it hard, but an immigrant has it hard, bro.
Boy,
It's
listen
almost
here, for
neck
real.
and neck because they got to come over here. They got to learn the language. They got to deal with all type of bullshit. So, I mean, it's, you know.
Bro, we got to deal with some bullshit.
Yeah, that's right.
we
We
gotta deal
get
with some
shot
bullshit.
by the cops.
That part, we deal
Yeah.
with some bullshit.
Yeah, you ain't getting shot by the cops.
Right away. I'm just kidding.
Not ever. If you get shot by the cop, you had to really pull a gun out and aim it at his
Man,
head.
listen here.
I have to deal with a whole nother side of being Russian, you know?
Speak on it. What is it?
I'm like everyone
In
thinks
America,
I'm a
Russian in America.
Yeah, like everyone's very cautious. I'm a spy. I'm after somebody's money. I'm after a green card. There's always some kind of agenda. Oh, she's Russian. She must be easy. Like all kinds of stereotypes. You know, I'm not easy. I'm very difficult.
Shout out to that. That's what every man wants to hear.
That
I'm
part.
very-
Let me work for it.
Let
You
me
feel
work for it. Very difficult. But do you have to deal with, what about when it comes to entertainment? How do you have to navigate like the men? Because I'm sure like that's a whole situation.
I think I've learned a few lessons, and now I'm very careful. Very careful. Just like Jonah Hill, probably very careful now. I'm just kidding.
I almost got wrapped up. Yeah.
I mean, like I in New York, I was doing comedy, and this guy came up to me. He was like, "Oh, what do you do?" I was like, "I'm a comedian," and he was like, "Well, I thought you were escort."
Damn.
Like,
Damn.
just because I look like this.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I've had the same thing. You know,
Yeah,
I've had
I
women
know.
come up to me, Justin, are you an escort? You know, I'm like, you know, you got to pay for me to drop off this dick. But whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I know the issues. What about y'all?
I did have a chick pay to give me head before.
She paid to give you head?
She did.
This had to be the ugliest bitch in all of America.
No, it was
Bruh.
not.
I'm
You want
like,
to hear the
damn.
story? You wanna hear the
Yeah,
story?
absolutely.
So okay, I want to hear that story.
So my best friend went to USC,
Okay.
who I grew up with. So that was my introduction to Los Angeles.
I don't know why comedians. Move the mic over.
Is this good?
Yes, nigga.
Okay.
Yes. Talking into the mic as a goddamn comedian is good. Go. I'm listening.
So my introduction to Los Angeles was coming out here during those college years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, I was out here on a trip. This was like 2004. And this chick was the concierge at another friend of mine that I grew up. She was the concierge at his building. So she was attractive. I flirted with her. We meet. I get her number. Nothing happened when I was here in Los Angeles. But when I went to Chicago and I went home, we spent a lot of time talking on the phone.
Oh.
A lot of conversations. So one of the conversations that came up, one of the topics was, have you ever paid for pussy? And I was like, I have before. I was like, my good friend of mine took me to a whole house once.
What city?
I got it. It was
What's the
like
address? Can
it
you
was
give
in
me-
like it was in like in Gary, Indiana, like around.
Oh shit.
I was like, I got a massage, got some head, sex, and it was a cool night. It was a fun car ride over there.
Hold on, before you continue. Side note: I've been told there's a lot of massage.
I have
spots
heard
in
the
LA.
same thing. I've heard the same thing.
Yeah, bro. Someone just told me about some.
A lot of them.
Yeah, I heard there's a lot, like all over the LA
Yes.
and the Valley.
Yes.
All the massage
Yes.
parlors are
Yes.
fucking whorehouses.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious,
I'm gonna
bro.
get some addresses on this shit.
Oh, it's called Rub Map. Somebody
Okay.
sent me a link. Anyways, keep going.
So
I haven't been to one. Keep going.
So in essence, that was like the type of place that I went to, right? So I said, but the better question is, have you ever paid for sex? And that kind of planted the seed with her, right? So we spent enough time talking on the phone. I turned her on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So she came out. Then she flew out to Chicago to come see me. So she flew out on a Wednesday night. So
Who paid for the ticket? She did.
She
you
did.
Okay.
She did. She paid.
Has she ever seen your dick?
What did you tell her?
Yeah. What did you tell her?
All we had done was hung out at my friend's house. She had came once to my friend's in L.A., but she flew out to Chicago. She came to see me. So she came out on a Wednesday night. So by Saturday, we're fucked and sucked out. You know what I'm saying? I need something different. So, because it had been nonstop since I scooped her up, since we were in the taxi going home. So I said to her, I was like, you know what? And I went into total character. And I was really into pimps, too, at this time of my life. In like the early 2000s.
Hey, you watching all the HBO documentaries?
I was watching,
and shit? Pimps Up, Hoes Down.
All of those.
Yeah,
so
right.
then I was like,
Taxi Cab Confessions.
I told her, I was like, you've been sucking my dick too much. I said something like, you've been sucking my dick too much. I was like, if you're going to suck my dick again, you got to pay.
Oh.
And I was in complete character, dead, I sold it.
Yeah.
And so she had went to, and then like she rolled up some weed, like it was a Titan. So I had a robe on. She's giving me, I'm blowing smoke in her face. She's loving
Yeah, you stupid bitch. That's what you were doing? Just being disrespectful, you stupid. All right, anyways, I'm listening.
all of that. So
You're disrespectful. Nah, I'm joking. Go for it. Blowing smoke in her face.
doing the whole, I don't even remember all of the lines that I was saying, but it was some pimp shit.
Okay.
And it was everything was good. It was dope experience. And then what did I say to her? I said, give me all your, I said give me your motherfucking purse. Oh. And then so she gave me her purse before she started. I was like, give me your purse. So she went in, she gave me her purse.
This sounds like a robbery more than she wanted to voluntarily give you the money.
No, she did. She gave me a purse. I counted. No, mind you, she was on a trip, so she had lots of cash on her. And this was before, Venmo and Cash App and all that. So
how much cash?
she had like $400.
How much you paid you?
I counted the shit in front of her, right? I'm like 100, 200, 400. I'm like, you know what? You're a little bit short, but it'll do.
What you should have said is you're a little bit short, but my dick will make up for the rest. Nothing? Okay.
So then
Inches?
She did it. I like that though.
Yeah,
that was good.
I mean, I'm trying.
She did it, and then she went in my wallet, and then she took all the money back, but she left me with $100.
Okay.
So you're just a whore.
So that was my.
So it was $100 dick suck.
$100.
Yeah.
Now, Ksenia, as a woman, how does this story make you feel?
I've never heard such thing before. I'm shocked.
Damn. That's some magical shit. I ain't never had a bitch pay to suck my dick.
No, but have you paid for anything?
Never.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Man.
I couldn't do it.
I don't even
But
know
I
what the
think
experience is like. You know what I'm saying?
It's cool when, because I think a lot of men, like you'll hear even Corey Holcomb talking about it, because what's cool about it is that it's a transaction.
That's some Chicago shit, though. Y'all good for that in Chicago.
Transactions.
Yeah. Because a lot of Chicago niggas be doing that shit. Like you said, Corey. It's funny through his, because he good for that.
And it can save you a lot of time. It can save you a lot of time, taking somebody out. If all you want to do, if you're just going for the pussy, and how many, if that's going to take all the dates and whatever, you got to spend money.
Right.
But if you just cut to it and just be like, I just want to fuck.
See, here's where I'm different. See, in my days back in the day when I was out there in them streets, and when I was backslide, I like the hunt.
The hunt is wonderful.
So that's something that I like more so was the hunt. So if you just paying for it, there's no fun in that for me. It's all about what can I say How can I be charismatic and charming enough for a woman to be like, I like him, like I want to go to that next level?
And I'm also about getting the most for the least. so on one hand, I do believe in like making it in the transaction part. I do believe in I do believe that in some cases that is, the right move. But then I'm also with you in that how, it's also like, how can I just get it just being myself? You know what I'm saying? Just,
all right, you good.
yeah, no, without spending a dime.
Right.
I don't like that attitude. Without spending a dime, I don't like that.
Damn.
But it's okay.
But I think
it doesn't matter what I like.
That's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask you this, Ksenia. So like, what is the woman's hunt? Like, is it a man with money? Like, what do you think y'all hunt is?
Well, he can't be homeless.
Gotcha.
Okay, he has to have something going for him. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, why would he be so exciting for me, for example?
Right.
Like he needs and I'm planning to meet somebody to have family, and I want my kids to go to a good school. Like, maybe what I'm making is not enough, and I need a man to provide. Man's supposed to provide. What's wrong with that? I mean, I feel like there's a lot of shame on like wanting that.
I don't think. See, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's great. I think nowadays sometimes the lines are getting blurred between what a man ought to bring to the table, but then also sometimes I don't want to use the word equality, but what women also want to contribute to the relationship. And I think sometimes it's like sometimes I feel like the man may feel like, or at least this definitely with black women, I don't need a man. I could do this.
I could do everything.
I'm independent. I'm independent. And so then it's like, okay, well then the man is supposed to do certain types of things. But if you already doing what the man doing, well you don't really need me then. And so I think that's sometimes. But I think a man should provide. A man should provide, and a woman should be there to nurture.
100%.
Like foundation wise, we just going back to like zero
basics.
The basics.
Yes.
The man should go out and provide. The woman should be there to nurture the kids or the family, keep a peaceful home.
Now we seeing shit has changed. Like, look at Keke Palmer's situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She got a whole husband at the house. You know what I'm saying? This nigga
house husband.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he washing the baby and shit, cooking, cleaning. You know what I mean? She out doing her shit. So a lot of roles have changed now. Like, women are up in a sense. You know what I mean? In the industry.
Yeah.
As we see it.
Yeah. How you feel about that? Yeah, I'm about to say, so if let's say you found a dude, this on some Jonah Hill shit. Let's say you found a dude, right, that was successful.
Yeah.
And let's say he was in entertainment. Let's say he was a rapper and a comedian.
Okay.
Just so happened. And he was like, yo, I don't need both of us going out there trying to do this shit.
Oh, no, excuse me. No. So, I supposed to quit, you quit. Like, nobody's gonna come in and change me.
But he's the provider. What if he tried to go out and provide?
No, it's not gonna click, because I don't want anybody to like dominate me. Like, I need somebody to make me blossom,
Yeah.
And I do the same for my partner.
And support you.
Yes, 100%. Like, I don't want to be not who I am,
Yeah. Back to these massage parlors.
That part. Where they at?
Right? Let me. You want to know the real reason why I never went to one, besides the fact that I'm married? It's because I would be so afraid that the police would bust down the door the day that I decide to go. Like, the one day that I'm like, I'm gonna try one of these massage parlors. Like, that's the day.
Former star of MacGyver.
What?
It's on the table, ass naked.
What? No, imagine the police bust down your door, dick out, nigga, and you just like, huh? What?
Go ahead and cuff him. You're like, damn, not with my dick out.
Not
shit.
because, let me tell you something. I took
out and carrying you.
Bruh, my homeboy. Okay, this shit happened, bruh. My homeboy I was living in Atlanta filming MacGyver. One of my homeboys came over to my crib. He said, man, I'm horny. I need some pussy, man. I need some pussy. He was very desperate, right? And I was like, that's when there was a website called Backpage out. Remember Backpage? Backpage was like Craigslist for vagina, right? Okay. So he was like, hi. So I said, hey man, I heard about this site called Backpage. I said, look you up something, you can maybe find something. So he's like, I want an Asian. I never had an Asian before. I was like, all right. So we found the Asian. The Asian chick worked. It was a massage parlor. Just so happened this massage parlor was literally like 2 minutes from my condo. So it was literally 2 minutes away, right? So I said, man, I'll take you over there. He go over there, knock on the door, and the lady was like, all right, come in. So he goes inside. I waited in the car. Everyone just wanted to make that fun fact. So he go in there. He come back out. I need some money. So what you mean? I need $50. And I was like, well, what you getting? He was like, I'm trying. They said a hand job is 50, but I want a blow job, and so I need $50 more or some shit. So then I gave it to him. So then he came.
Friend.
So right. So then another lady came out, and she was like, he needs more money. He said he wants to have sex. He wants more money. I need more money from you. And I'm like, what? I'm like, bruh. He was like, I'm trying to fuck, dog. I'm trying to fuck. So I give him the money. I give the Asian lady the money. She go back in. This nigga, of course, comes out 5 minutes later. This quick nigga, you know. This nigga come out of the.
That's that excited now.
Did you ask for your money back?
That's where this story about to go. So he get back in the car. I'm like, hey, dog. So you owe me a $150, you know? And he was like, oh, what you mean? I said, what I mean? I said, bruh. He was like, I thought you was paying for this. I said, nigga. You think I'm gonna pay for you to come? I'm
not the pussy ATM.
Yeah, nigga, bruh. I said, are you fucking crazy, bruh? I said, this is absurd. I said, this is completely absurd, bruh. I need my money. He was like, I don't got it. I said, nigga, you gonna pay me my fucking money, bruh. I said, I was just trying to help you out by giving you a ride.
And you took him to the promised land.
I took him to the promised land, bruh. He eventually paid me my money.
That's funny.
He eventually
You're
paid.
such a good friend.
Thank you.
Man.
Well, like, I'll give you an example of where it's acceptable to pay for pussy.
I'm listening.
Okay, I can't wait to hear this.
So, like, I ran into a comedian friend of mine the other day, and he said he was in Thailand, and it's very cheap in Thailand. Mm-hmm. And he met some chicks. He said,
but that's because the lady boys are half off. No, nothing. Okay.
He was having a good headphones.
Get it? It's not a full. Jiggle. It's the cord. You see the cord? Pull it up. No, you had it right. That one. No, the other cord. Yup. And then pull it up. And then pull it up. You see that part right there in the middle? Take it out. And then put it back in. And then put it back. You can hear now? You like, no? That's all right. We can hear you. Keep talking.
Okay. Right. So
people at home are like, what the fuck? Click. All right, go.
He was in Thailand, and he met some chicks. He was hitting it off with them, and they go back to his place, and then they were like, that's when they kind of was like, yo, we got to charge you. He thought he was going to have a threesome. He initially thought it was going to be, like they were just regular chicks.
Oh, okay.
But then they were like, no, this is what we do. So he was like, I don't really want to pay for pussy. And they were like, oh, it's only $60. And he was like, for
$60?
each. $60. And he was like, for each? And they were like, nah, both. So he was like, man, I spend that on Uber. Why not?
That's true.
Why not? So he chipped him off 60. He said they both spent the night. It wasn't like he said, and they had multiple sessions. So it wasn't like it was just a charge and go, So, hey.
That's a good deal.
That's a good deal.
I'll be honest with you. That's a good deal.
Unlimited pussy for 60.
Unlimited pussy from two bitches.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't bad.
That ain't bad.
Yeah,
that's like Amazon Prime for pussy.
You feel me?
That's Prime pussy.
And they dropped it off at the house?
Okay. So anyways, let's get off of this.
Yeah, what about STDs? I'm sorry.
That's true.
Like,
and that's why we need women in this world to give us some type of like moral. I mean,
yeah,
that's a very good point you just brought up.
Seriously, you can catch herpes and that's it. I mean, it's not that's it, but you will have herpes and you'll give it to somebody else.
Nah, I was trying to. Did that work any? Nothing. Put it back in. Hey, so I know y'all. You smoke weed. You smoke weed.
Mm-mm.
You smoke weed?
Boring.
Or what drugs? You do drugs? What drugs?
Alcohol.
Vodka
shots.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. You ever been to the Vodka Bar in Beverly Hills?
Not yet.
Oh, it's cool stuff.
She like, but now that you mentioned it,
right?
I'm kidding. I'm really like a wine girl. Whining. I like one. Wine.
What kind of wine?
Like Pinot Noir and Pinot Grigio.
What's the benefits of I want to know because I don't do any drugs. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm a square. So I
Good
want.
for you.
I'm a loser. I feel like such a square, yo. But what's the benefits y'all feel of like smoking weed? Do y'all feel like it enhances like y'all comedy any, or like y'all thinking, or you feel like it's just like it helps you like detach?
Well, it helps me to write. I don't really smoke before a show.
Mm-hmm.
I like smoke after a show, and then with me playing football and stuff, I use it for like injuries. You know what I mean? My back. You know what I mean? Playing since little league, since 8, all the way up into semi-pro after college, and just I use it for like injuries and stuff. So
Gotcha.
that's the reason I jumped on it. But hell, I love it.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's I mean you was like smoking like Dave is like the Snoop Dogg of comedy almost because like we all knew coming out here like he was like when he got out here like he was the one that smoked weed and was like proud of it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
so when you started like and do you feel like it like enhances your comedy any or your writing?
What I'm trying to understand is what do you mean you knew prior to coming out?
Well, not you coming out here, but you know, I'm just saying when we met. That's
Right.
what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Right.
we all knew
Right.
that you
well,
was the
actually,
weed smoker.
and I think because early I started comedy in 2008, and I think a lot of my material and a lot of my comedic identity was based around weed.
that makes sense.
And as I've evolved and grown, you know, like I don't even talk about weed very much in my set at all. But I started smoking in like when I first started teaching, actually.
That's hilarious.
So this was post college when I really like learned how to roll up a blunt and learned how to smoke, and that was like 2003, 2004 time. And so I've been smoking for about 20 years. I'm like 20 years on the green team.
I'm gonna do all drugs when I turn 80. I'm doing coke,
Hilarious.
fucking shrooms, acid, weed, drinking. I'm gonna go out high than a motherfucker.
You know what's
It's gonna be
funny
really good.
is I was listening to Drink Champs with Ice-T,
Mm-hmm.
and he's somebody he doesn't drink like or do drugs, any of that.
Then how do we explain his face? Because I'm really trying to.
Maybe selling it has some.
Oh, okay. Now let me stop. Shout out to Ice-T. That's a legend.
Yeah, no, but he was saying
Fuck
how
your feelings.
he was in Miami at a nightclub with Coco, his wife, and she wanted to do ecstasy. So he goes around asking people in the club where the ecstasy is at. So they take him to the who the guy is. He goes up to him and he's like, "I heard you were the man." And he said, "Oh, you heard I was the man?" And then he went into his pocket and he pulled out a whole bunch of ecstasy pills and he put them in his hand. He said, "Now you're the man."
Damn.
And he said he did the ecstasy, fucked the dog shit out of Coco.
Boy, I thought you were about to say he fucked a dog. I thought it ended with dog.
Dog. Yeah.
His words. And then he said they went and tried it again. Although this time he didn't get ecstasy, he either got speed or Molly. And he said it was a Saturday night. He films Law and Order on Monday. He goes in to film. He's still high. And he goes and he tells everybody, "I'm high from Saturday." And he went to read his lines. He said he was going super fast. He had to do the shit like 3 takes. And it wasn't, a good
Sound
experience.
like speed.
So the one thing with weed is like what you're, especially when you become a connoisseur, you know what you're getting. And I don't like being high and performing because I'm too much in my head.
Right.
And you're thinking too much. But and I also like just enjoying the natural high of performing.
Right.
But I think it is nice, just for like alone time and just being in your own thoughts and getting into your own zone, and like more or less like it's kind of like companionship to me. It's like somebody, it's like when I talk to myself.
Right. Shout out to that. I don't do it because I heard it could cause paranoia, and I think I would be affected by that. I'm already thinking shit, be assuming shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't need nothing else that's gonna like enhance me. Like why this motherfucker ain't called me back? This nigga plotting against me. Whatever the fuck.
Definitely happened to me when I first started getting high.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, I don't need that shit in my life. Man, have y'all performed at an unprofessional show? Ksenia and I performed at a show the other night.
You said Sydney?
Ksenia.
Oh, Ksenia. Okay.
Yeah.
Performed at a show the other night. This dude, hold on. I ain't gonna say who it was. I ain't gonna say. Hold on.
That's hilarious.
Hold on. I gotta. Ksenia, you know what you thought about that show?
Yeah. What did I think?
Yeah, I thought it was a good show.
I mean, it was in a great venue. It looked really good. Comedians were great.
I'm about to speak on it.
Okay, I want you to speak on it because
I was just setting this shot back up. This for the online stuff. But anyways,
I mean,
so there was a dude. I'm not gonna say who the dude was. I was putting my headphone back on. Anybody listening on audio?
but who booked you?
Who booked me? Julian booked me.
Okay.
Julian booked me, but so I didn't know who show it was though. He said it was just his show. So, cause you know, me and Julian done known each other, you know, since because he's another immigrant and came from overseas. You know, learned English to start doing stand-up comedy. Very, very funny comedian. So, anyways, I see a bunch of cameras set up at the show, and I'm like, okay, they're recording it. All right. But then people start saying like, you know, I heard he's doing some shit for Netflix or whatever. I'm like, what? I'm like, well, ain't nobody told me shit. You know, because I'm like, you got to sign like a release. Like, we have to sign a release form.
Right.
You know, for you to be, if you're like planning to like sell, even if you're planning to sell this to Netflix or whatever, or license it to Netflix, like you got to have our permission to say that that's okay. Then I'm like, how much money? Like because I'm thinking like, is it already sold to Netflix? Are you trying to sell it to Netflix? Like, did they already cut you a check? Are you producing this for Netflix? I had so many questions. So I'm like, first of all, you didn't get my permission. That's number one.
And none of this was discussed before the show.
None of this.
None of this was discussed prior to. Like, this is information that we're all finding out at the show before. See, that's what happened when you don't start on time. See, they started an hour late. And when you start an hour late, now niggas got time to talk. You know what I'm saying? We got time to talk, and we talking shit about your show. And I heard the shit for Netflix. Netflix. What? You know what I'm saying? So now all of us like, what the fuck is going on? So I had to tell them like, yo, don't record my shit. I told him don't record. I think he still recorded my shit. But I'm like, bruh, like, because we didn't get, I mean, I think they sent some money. I didn't check my Venmo. But, you know, you guys paid something, right? Yeah. So, like, then they hit me up about paying me something. But at the time, they didn't say they was going to pay me anything. Like, I just did it off the strength that Julian is my homeboy. So that's why I did it. I wasn't expecting to make no money. But I'm like, if you selling it to Netflix, I'm going to expect a goddamn cut if I see the shit on Netflix. But the way it was shot, I'm like, it's not going to be on Netflix. You know, they got fucking goddamn Canon, the cameras. But the type of cameras that they had, just because I've been to some of these tapings, they have like crane shots.
Right.
There's way more cameras. It's not just like 2 cameras set up. Now, I think maybe what it was just like a pilot presentation or something.
Still, like, don't you ask our permission
Yeah.
that you're gonna do this? Just like, what are we like? I don't even know. Like, we're not even people or comedians.
That's really
like,
unprofessional.
Yeah.
Unprofessional as shit, right? And so then we, of course, I look like the bad guy because I'm like, yo, you can't record me, bro. Like, he was like, I'm $35,000 if he was saying something. He was just throwing out.
Oh, yeah. He talks big numbers and big game. And I thought he was on tour. Last time I saw him at the Comedy Store,
Yeah.
he was like, here's my tour dates. And I'm like, but you're in LA. I'm confused.
I just want to know, is his social media numbers real?
No.
I didn't think so.
No.
I'm like, there's no way. Just from his personality.
I'm confused between, I mean, I kind of feel empathy for him because it's either he's delusional or he's really trying, like, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
But there are ways to do things. You have to, like, run by people that are going to be in your show before you actually film them.
Yeah.
Like, every time I have a show and they're going to film, they're like, we're going to film you. Tell us if you don't want us to film you. I mean, we're people. Like, we have, I felt like very violated, kind of.
Yeah, nah, I feel you. And then he DM'd me. He was like, "What's your your Venmo or whatever so I could cash app you or whatever the fuck he said. You know, he was like, this is so I can send you some money. Make sure you follow me back. I'm like, I don't want to follow you back, bruh. Like, I just don't want to because I was fucking bamboozled at your fucking show.
Right.
So I don't want to follow you back. And I did it. And then I did follow him from at least the podcast page. Hey, still follow me back. I'm like, nigga, still send me my goddamn money. How about you do that first? And he could have. Like I said, I haven't checked my Venmo. But I'm like, how about you do that first? And then I'll consider. But I didn't like the fucking bamboozled, swindle, spirit energy that was at the show. I fucking hate when someone asks me to follow them back.
I hate that too.
I fucking hate it, bro.
It sounds so desperate.
It does.
Right.
Follow me.
Like, I don't mind doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But let it be organic.
Let it be organic.
Don't tell me to like it's a command.
Yeah. Oh, he said it like it was a command.
Yeah.
Like, I followed you, follow me back.
Yeah.
He said it twice.
Yeah.
But I just see behind this whole like show that he's putting on, there's like a fragile little boy. Like he might need help. I don't know.
I think you're correct.
Yeah, but I'm just maybe too kind. I don't know. I'm a kind person. I can see through things.
You know, yeah, Russians, you all have a bad rap, but I mean,
Yeah.
at least the ones that make it to America.
Thank you.
Maybe that's the key. The ones that make it to America have like kindness and empathy.
Yeah.
Because definitely from the movies that we've watched,
Yeah.
that's not the case.
And you can have that while still, respecting your own boundaries.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Y'all done did any unprofessional shows?
I did.
Yeah, that was quick. Wait.
No, because I was thinking of my example that came to my mind, and this is like 2 years ago, and it was my birthday week.
Okay.
And so when I was originally approached to do the show, it was by a producer. I had done her shows before, and they were all good. It was cool. So she asked me, she said, I'm doing 2 shows. They each pay $50. Do you want to do one show or do you want to do both? And I was like, I'll do both. So like an hour before the show, I get a text, and she's like, I'm sorry, I can't compensate you. So then I'm thinking, do I still want to go out there and do the show? The show is in the Valley. And I did, because some of my friends were on the flyer. It was my birthday week. I still wanted to do it. So I still go out there, but then in my mind, I'm thinking like, am I the only comedian that is not getting compensated, or is everybody not getting compensated, or, like what's the deal with it? And then I get there, and then the show is not 2 shows. It's one show, and it doesn't start until like an hour and a half later, to where I was very close to being like, I'm just going to leave. It starts an hour and a half later, almost like 2 hours. So when I originally got there, it was at a restaurant, and they had asked me, did I want something to drink? I had some waters. So at one point before the show starts,
They paying y'all in chicken tenders?
she says, do you want something to eat? I said, yeah, I'll have some chicken wings. So as I'm about to go up, the show finally starts. As I'm about to go up, I get a bill for the food that they asked me that I wanted.
Oh, they tripping.
So it went from a show where I was supposed to be paid $100 to me being charged $20. And the lesson that I learned that night was never go out for something for free that you were supposed to get paid for.
Yeah, you just should have said probably.
I should have just said, I'm sorry, I can't.
Yep.
I can't go. Can't do it. Hit me next time when when the money is right and you can pay me. But
That's
I can't go out.
Damn.
Amen.
Danny, you don't have any?
Hell yeah, everything in the hood, man, you be unprofessional. You know what I'm saying? Shit, backyard shows. Like, yeah, I got you, man. You got me. Don't pay me no fucking chicken wings, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't pay me in a pack of Modelo's. I don't want that shit. I need some money. I got teenagers. You know what I'm saying?
How many kids you got?
I got 2.
Damn.
Man, they was babies when I first moved out here, but they like, my son finna turn 17, and my daughter just turned 15.
God, how old are you?
Oh man, I'm 39. Like,
You look young.
I know, right?
That's wild, bro. I ain't know that. I got a 10-year-old.
Man, yeah.
Pre-com.
How old is your daughter now?
10.
10?
10 now, bro. She
Wow.
just turned 10.
Time be flying.
You know what's hilarious?
What?
I brought this example up before when I was having a conversation with another comedian, and I was saying, one thing about us is that we're not afraid to share our dark thoughts.
Right.
And I can specifically remember you, and I think Damon Wayans Jr. also had the same thing when I think you were saying it was at Marty's, and you were saying like you were
Damn,
you were looking at your daughter who was like an infant, and you were like, I could just take a pillow and just end her life.
That sounds like some Damon Wayans shit.
It
Damon Jr. shit.
That was Damon. That
That sounds like some Damon Jr. shit.
But
I might have said that. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. It's true though, because we could. Y'all ever think about that? Like, I was driving the other day, and some lady was crossing the street, and I thought I could end her right now if I wanted to. Like, if I was crazy, I could easily just run her over. I'd go to jail, but if I just really wanted to take a life right now, I could easily do it. And it's fucking. Some people actually do it, which is fucked up. But
terrible thoughts, horrible.
Yeah, but we all have them.
Right.
We all have them. We just don't always say them out loud.
Right.
You've had some thoughts.
Murdering a child.
It's not that you put. It's just something that
I
crosses
get it.
your
Like
mind.
it's like a power thoughts. Like I can just kill this baby. But I get it. But it's messed up. This guy's messed up.
Yeah, because I don't think I said it. It was Damon Wayans Jr. Damon Wayans Jr. Everybody, he the one.
He the one who said
that shit. Nah, but that is some shit. Cause that's why they tell you don't shake babies and shit like that, cause it's so easy.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. But she's 10. She made it through.
Yeah.
I didn't put a pillow on her face.
Right.
She
made it through the dark thoughts.
Yeah, my daughter's incredible, yo. She's like, that's why I'm cool. She's so good, I don't need another. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's like a female version of me.
She a fourth grader going into fourth?
Going into fifth.
Fifth.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you don't want no more kids?
I would have one, but if I don't have one, I'm cool.
You cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because she's already dope enough. Now, if I looked at her and I was like, maybe she would.
Let's try again.
Yeah, I think some parents be thinking that for real though. Like, maybe one night. I feel like let me know if this is you still with your lady?
Hell no.
Okay, so this is the point I was about to get to. Usually, people have multiple kids with a woman before they realize like this shit is gonna be over. Like, so it's like people have kids back to back because they want to have kids back to back. They want to have another kid for that kid to be able to play with. So that's usually why there's multiple kids like that or whatever. My situation was different, meaning like we had our daughter, but my wife struggles carrying kids. And so we had to figure out like what was going on with her body before she could get pregnant again, because we didn't want to risk her life. We didn't want to risk the baby life. So by the time you figure out all of that shit, then you like, I don't know if I'd be wanting to have another kid. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this one done made it to this age already. It's like, and usually when you're in a relationship, the arguments are about the child.
Right.
From my perspective, So even with your lady, was y'all arguments ever based around the children?
It was.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like when you start to know the arguments is based around the child, then why bring another child into the world? Because like we already didn't do the back-to-back kids type thing.
And plus we had different perspectives on life, like how our upbringing, how we was raised.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that brought a lot of arguments within inside the relationship that messed up everything. You know what I'm saying? But I needed it. I needed that separation so that I could blossom on my own, and so did she. You know what I mean? So I don't have no ill will towards the mother of my kids, but I was so happy to go through that fucking divorce. Like, shit. Like, yeah. See, let's go ahead and end this.
Been married or nothing, huh?
You ever been married?
Married?
No.
Oh, man. You got kids?
No.
No kids?
Y'all winning. But you want a husband, though.
I froze my eggs.
Did you?
Yes, last year.
Man.
Just in case. They're in the freezer.
Yeah, you got to throw them out.
How is it pretty expensive?
It was like $10K.
$10K? Okay. That's not too bad.
But
How much it cost to unthawn?
That's a good
do what?
question.
How much it costs to unthaw your eggs?
To unfreeze them.
Unfreeze them.
I don't know actually. I didn't look into it. But then the next thing would be to make embryos, and then you have to do IVF. Put it in a.
What you mean make embryos? They have to.
Because right now this is just my eggs, and we need a sperm.
Oh, you mean the sperm? Okay.
I just need sperm.
Oh, you can get that anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, I'm planning to do the old-fashioned way, but that's just the plan B.
That's what's up.
That's hilarious that it's plan B, but it's
You'll be fine.
thank you.
So let the people know, man. What's y'all socials? What y'all got coming up? You know.
I'll be at the 3 clubs on Sunday. I'm going to Vegas next week. I'm gonna be doing Don't Tell Comedy Vegas,
Hey, nice.
and then I'm Ksenia everywhere. My website is I'm Ksenia. Sign up for my newsletter because I'm be sending you some news, and that's it. Thank you
Nice.
for having me.
Man, thanks for pulling up. Thanks for doing it. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
What y'all got?
Man. Next, this Thursday I'm at the Comedy Store. If anybody's in LA,
This is probably coming out Sunday.
Yeah. Oh well, shit. Yeah. Then next week we on tour for Afion Crocker. We back in Raleigh, Durham for 5 shows. Week after that, I'm down in Gainesville, Florida. Excuse me. Then that's on the 27th and on the 30th. If anybody out there listening, if you're down in Miami, we in Miami. We also in Dania Beach, Florida, which is down in Miami.
Nice.
And then we come back out here to LA. So, and you can follow me at DannyRag, DannyRag.
DannyRag. Dave, what you got, brother?
I'm doing Keenan Baker's Bond Forest Stories.
Bonfire.
Bonfire storytelling show.
Yeah, that's a good show.
That I've been looking forward to doing.
Yeah.
I'm doing that, and then I'm pushing out to New York and get busy in those New York comedy streets first 2 weeks in August. So
I'm gonna be out there in
so-
September. I'm shooting my special out there in September.
Oh,
That's
you're
good
gonna
stuff.
do it?
Yeah.
Go do it, yo.
Oh, awesome.
That's good stuff.
September 22nd and 23rd.
You have a venue and everything locked
I
up?
do.
Where are you doing it at? Or is that not?
I'm trying to think if I want to say. I don't want to say yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a borough?
It's like I forgot. Maybe Manhattan. But it's like one of the main comedy clubs.
Yeah. New York is great. It's a great place to do comedy. So
Could they just shut down Caroline's?
they did.
Yeah, I heard
Okay.
about
They
that.
closed, they
Yeah.
closed that. I think it was December. So I'll be out there for 2 weeks, and you can follow me on Dave Getzoff, Getzoff.
Bam. Hey, man, it's your man, Justin Hires, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Share the clips, man. And if anybody was offended by anything that we said today, just remember one thing. Fuck your feelings. And we out.
Want me down, I get it. Hate that I keep winning. Stab my back, it's tempting.